go. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Southeast Television broadcast. We apologize for the technical difficulties. I'm your host, Xavier Sencio.
And I'm David Morgan, and I am very excited to see this game. These are two major teams battling against each other. What are your predictions, Xavier?
I honestly believe that the Southeast Seminoles are absolutely going to sweep the game here, considering, that we've been getting a lot of outs in the previous games, even though we were not commentating for that. I believe, in my personal opinion, that Southeast is absolutely going to sweep away the Bulldogs if we play our cards right, which we have. We just got to play this game strategically, and again, baseball and softball, even though they're very similar games, it's all about a cards strategy. It's all about playing your cards right, playing your players, and making sure you have that endurance and that stamina. Ain't that right, David?
Oh, I completely agree with what you're saying. And for anyone just tuning in, we are currently at the bottom of the first inning. 3-0 is the score.
And currently, we are just now changing position. The Bulldogs will be batting. No, I apologize. The Bulldogs will be fielding, and the Southeast Seminoles will be batting.
So, during this break and play, I have a very important question for you, Xavier.
Yes, what's up, David?
Out of the two teams we currently have on the field, which one has a better uniform?
Man, I don't know. You can never beat the professional blue and white. Even though both teams got it, I will admit the Bulldogs do have some fashion and class to their color. I think the Southeast Seminoles still have the better uniform, considering that it just has that aesthetic appeal with the orange, white, and blue. They got 3 colors, whereas the Bulldogs only got 2.
I agree with you. However, I'd personally say Southeast has a better uniform. You just can't beat that orange and blue, man. It's beautiful. It's classy. It's just great to look at. And we are back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. And the players aligning themselves on the field with number 10 being the first at-bat. Let's see this hit.
Ooh, and that was a really good hit by number 10 from the Seminoles. However, I feel like that play here could have been really, really good here. Ooh, and that's a hit from the Southeast. Oh, and that's a foul ball, unfortunately. However, honestly, number 10 has been getting that consistent hits, which is fine. And if he can get another hit here that's far enough to get towards the middle field, towards the outer field part, and even get a home run, I feel like that's going to give the Seminoles a really huge play here and a really good advantage.
I completely agree. Let's see what this next hit will bring. Let us see. The pitch is out. And that is a ball, if I'm not mistaken.
And unfortunately, number 10 is striked out. Number 15 coming back from the Southeast Seminoles, getting ready to bat up.
Let's see what he can do with this. He is now up at the plate. Let's see how this hit will go. Let us see. Pitcher lining up. Ball has been thrown. And that is a ball, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, it is.
And that's a hit from the Southeast Seminoles. Is that a home run? That's almost out of the park. Number 15 is running it towards the second base.
Oh, he's going. He is going. Can he make it all the way to home? He makes it to third. And he is safe.
And
going
he is safe,
all
David.
the way to third. That right there was a great play, if I do say so myself.
Exactly, David. That's a good play right there. Made it to third base by number 15.
And a little bit of celebration, too, if I do say so myself.
I can't agree more, David.
There we go. We got our next player at bat, number 5. Let's see if he can make some magic like we just saw.
And honestly, here too, David. Here's the other thing with baseball and softball. Something I really notice here: a lot of these games have a really common theme. It's strategy, and it's just your overall endurance on these games. I honestly feel like with how these players have been playing, especially in the beginning half, it's going to give them a really powerful boost towards the beginning of the game. And I feel like if they keep this up and they keep this momentum going, no doubt about it, they're gonna pummel the pit bulls. Or not pit bulls, the bulldogs, excuse me. And that's another hit by number 5.
That it is. Let's see what he can make of this. And he is out, however. That is a run for Southeast, bringing the score 3-1. The next at bat being player number 9. Let's see what he can do with this hit.
Also, by the way, as of right now, we're still having a little bit of technical difficulties, and me and Morgan want to say for the SETV club, we apologize for the little bit of technical difficulties at first hand, and we understand that the scoreboard is not going to be showing, obviously. So because of this, to compensate, we're going to be keeping you guys on track and score for ourselves during the meantime to keep you guys updated until the thing comes back on. So currently, for example, right now the score is 1-3. It's currently 1 strike, 2 outs. I apologize, 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs, and we're in bottom first inning, and it's 1-3. The biggest thing, 1 being the Southeast Seminoles and 3 being the Bulldogs.
Let's see what this next pitch gives, and that is a second strike, concluding the first inning with a score of 1-3, Bulldogs in favor. What is your opinion on that inning we just saw?
Honestly, David, oh my gosh, David, there is so much stuff to unpack from just that one singular play. I mean, although they got striked out and although they're changing position and they're back to fielding, I really believe that they're going to do really, really good. And considering that small part of them just hitting the bat and one of them almost getting a literal home run, I think that the Southeast Seminoles, yes, they have that drive, they have that potential. However, they got to keep pushing, and when we get to these smaller down times and whatnot, they got to sustain and they got to maintain that pressure on the Bulldogs.
I would completely agree. That was a very interesting inning for us to watch, and I quite enjoyed watching it. However, I have another question for you, right?
Yeah, what's up, David?
Picture this. You're at a ball game. You're going up to the concession stand, and you're getting some food. You getting a hot dog, or are you getting a hamburger?
Ooh, that's a really good question, David. That's a really good question. I don't know. I mean, it depends. If I just want a quick snack, and if I'm not that hungry, and I'm just trying to get something to eat, if I got a case the munchies or whatever, I am probably gonna get myself a nice fat hot dog. If not, if I want to get if I want to eat some nice food, refresh my brain, I'm getting a big, fat, juicy burger that can fulfill me and get me through this entire game of the Southeast Baseball Varsity Boys.
I'm personally more of a hot dog kind of guy. I always feel like hot dogs and baseball, they just go so well together. I can't imagine watching watching a hot dog game. Can't imagine watching a baseball game without a hot dog.
Exactly. You can never go wrong. Excuse me. Wait. Exactly, David. You can never go wrong with just getting a simple hot dog. There ain't nothing wrong with just getting something nice, simple, little snack. Just fulfill yourself for the meantime. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah. Perfect choice.
I actually have a good story for you about that. Back in the day, the Marauders, they used to have this thing where you could get unlimited jumbo hot dogs.
Ooh.
That was great. I think I had 20 of those once in a game.
Wow.
I would just see how many I could eat.
Wow, you must have been full. You sure must have not wanted dinner when you got home from that game.
Oh, believe me, that was my dinner. For anyone just tuning in, our score is currently 3-1, Bulldogs in favor, and we are now starting the second inning. First at bat for the Bulldogs, number 5. Let's see what will come from this pitch. And that is a ball. 2 of them, actually.
All right, so the Bulldogs will be pitching here. Number 10 will be the pitcher, and we'll be throwing the ball down towards the base. I apologize for my terminology here.
There we go.
And that's a ball.
Currently at 2 balls, 0 strikes.
All right, number 10 will attempt to pitch another ball here, see if he can get a strike or get a ball and start stacking up strikes.
And that is a strike right there, bringing the count 3-1.
2 more, and he's out. Pitches the ball.
I think that's a second strike, if I'm not mistaken, leading us to a full count. That we are. We are currently at a full count. Anything will result in something from here.
Exactly. So let's see what's going to happen. If they'll attempt to hit the ball or if you get an easy out.
No more delaying. Something's got to happen. And he walks to first base. Not bad. I mean, you know, people always talk about glamour, but there ain't nothing wrong with walking to first base. That is still a good bit out there.
Exactly. Like, honestly, getting to first base here, like, honestly, type of game where, like, every point counts, it doesn't matter if you get a strike and you just, like, get striked out, or if you don't hit the ball, always getting on first base is always a great thing to have.
That right there was a nice, juicy hit. However, it was a foul ball, unfortunately, bringing the count 0-1.
And honestly, I feel like with number 23 here from the Bulldogs, honestly, they're not doing too shabby, and this match is completely fair and whatnot. But however, I feel like with that batting, I feel like that might be a little bit of a danger for the Southeast Seminoles if they can't pitch them out like that. Ooh.
And the Bulldogs successfully steal second base.
Honestly, something I'd like to say here too, like with the softball games, I'm noticing that like a common theme between when people get on the bases, they always try to get a little bit greedy when it comes to getting on those bases and whatnot. In this type of game too, I feel like the pitcher, number 10 is one pitcher. We do not have like roster boards with us this game, unfortunately, so we can't see how many pitchers, who has what exactly. However, I feel like it would be a good idea to like keep notice of number 5 on base 2 here, because he is getting a little bit like already getting ready to go, and he's already like about 10 feet away from the base, already getting ready to run to base 3 and getting a potential home run. And even number 10 is aware of it, so I'm curious to see how he's going to handle that.
And the next pitch is out, and that is a ball. Right there, let's see what this next pitch will bring us. Currently at bat, we have number 25. Let's
Honestly,
see.
number 10 has been doing some really good pitching here. He also just batted and got, even though I'm not sure if he got the home run or whatnot, but he's been batting and pitching really, really well here.
And that is another ball, bringing the count 3-1. Let's see what will happen now. Next pitch is out, and that is a nice hit.
Is it going to be an out? It's an
and
out.
Southeast catches it, resulting in the first out of this inning.
Honestly, that was extremely good fielding by number 4 here. Although we do not have his name on record here, number 4, shout out to you. That was a very great pitching. Good job. Keep it up. It doesn't go to him. Good job, number 10. The whole team. This is a team effort. So this is amazing effort by the whole team of the Seminoles.
Next up we got player number 1. Let's see what he can make. Can he score the Bulldogs more runs, or will he not? And that is a strike.
2 more strikes, and he's out.
Let's see what this next pitch will bring us. Or will number 5 steal third base? That's a very likely possibility.
Because he's been getting ready here lately, and he's actually already getting ready in position. Like, look at him. He's, like, eager. You know, he runs back. Yeah, number 10 catches him. He caught him. Will he do it again, though? That's the big question.
Let's see what will happen here. Ball is out. They hit it. Number 5 successfully makes it to third base. Oh, and he's running.
Oh, got him. Oh, wait. Oh, he's running.
He's running. Passing it.
Got him.
And that is another out. However, player 1 is now on second base.
Honestly, that's great defense, and that's what I'm talking about when it comes to this type of synergy with the Southeast Seminoles here. They're doing really, really well with their like teamwork, and like I mentioned before, like this is how like you should tackle people when you notice like they're getting greedy, like when they're trying to go from second to third base. This is an exemplary example of how you punish someone that is doing that. Like this is perfect counterplay here. All credit to the Seminoles.
I completely agree. And next at bat, we have player number 13. Let's see what he can do here. Let us see what pitcher number 10 will deal out and what batter number 14 will do. Ball is out, and that is a strike. Ball is thrown, and that is a ball.
And he's running,
and
it
he's
seems
still
like he's
running.
gonna make it.
And number 1 successfully steals home, bringing the score 4-1, Bulldogs in favor. That right there was a nice play on the Bulldogs' end.
Exactly, and honestly, the way that I can't see the player here, number 1, from what it looks like, number 1 just like literally slided into second base and practically into home plate here. That was extremely good. And honestly, both teams, not even just Southeast, but the Bulldogs are doing extremely good with their defense here. However, the Southeast Seminoles are doing even greater.
And that is another ball, bringing the count 3-0. Will he walk to first base, or will he smack that ball right out into the field? Let us see.
Let's find out. And
that is a good hit right there.
Is that a... That's an out.
And we successfully catch it, concluding the top of the second inning with a score 4-1, Bulldogs in favor.
All right.
Now, Xavier, with this break and play, I have some more very important questions to ask you.
What's up?
Back to our hypothetical, right, of a baseball game. You're at that food stand, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're getting your food. What are you getting to drink?
Water. Every single time, I'm always either going to get water, or if they got energy drinks like Monster, specifically the white cans. Specifically the white cans. I can never go wrong with the white Monster, or anything that's like C4, not that, but the energy drink or Ghost. Anything like that at all, I'm always going to buy. Or just in general, I'm always going to get water, because never go wrong with water, because it's always hits that refreshing feeling.
Very good points. Me personally, I'm a Dr. Pepper kind of guy, right? You can never go wrong with it. It's just good every time.
Exactly. Honestly, Dr. Pepper, it's like something about Dr. Pepper, because every time I go to McDonald's, I always get like this meal called the McChicken Crispy Deluxe meal. It's like spicy, and every time I always get Dr. Pepper with that meal, and it tastes perfect, especially after you eat the sandwich and then the fries. It's just like it's cherry on top.
It's so good. Actually, recently, at a grocery store close to my house, they had a deal on Dr. Pepper. It was those big cases of the 6 of them, and it was buy 2, get 3 for free. Ooh. So I currently have 5 cases of them things in my fridge right now. I'm working through them.
Wow, that's awesome, David. Honestly, I might have to go there to that vendor, because honestly, dude, two for 3 in this economy, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was at Publix if you're interested in it.
Publix, all right. I'm going to have to play Publix a visit.
Yeah, them things are flying off the shelves.
All right, and for those of you guys who are just tuning in here, once again, we are aware that like the scoreboard right now, and we understand like right now we're going through some technical difficulties. Please pardon our like dust, and please pardon our bugs. We're trying to work through it past the minute and past the clock, and as we're commentating, things will be changing throughout the broadcast, and that including the scoreboard. In order to compensate for that, me and David personally will be giving you guys score updates as ourselves throughout the game until at least the scoreboard is going to come up. If not, we will be more than happy with pleasure to update you guys with the scoreboard. And currently, the score is 1-4. We're on top of the second inning, 1 being the Southeast Seminoles and 4 being the Bulldogs.
And that is a ball right there with player number 4 currently being at bat. Let's see what he can do right here. Next pitch is out.
And that's a hit. Is that wait, is that
And it looks to be a foul ball, if I'm not mistaken.
honestly something I've been noticing about Southeast is that they're on fire. They're like firefighters. Like they're on like smoke. So honestly, they're doing extremely good. And if they keep this up, and like I said earlier, this game's about strategy. It's all about maintaining pressure on your opponents. If you can do that, and clearly the Noles have been doing that, they can maintain this. They're gonna win, no doubt about it.
That's a very wise bit of wisdom you given there. I'm very interested, though, to see how pitcher number 11 right there for the Bulldogs does. He seems to have a lot of potential. I'm interested to see what he uses it for. And that is another foul ball. Count is currently 1-2. And that is the first out, with next at bat being number 12. Let's see what we can do here.
All right, and actually, honestly, as we're having this game here, the game and the batting from just the Southeast's side is doing extremely good. Honestly, this is some of the best batting we've ever seen all season, so this is just amazing.
Yeah, let's see how this next pitch goes. Ball is in the air, and that is a ball.
All right,
Okay, and that is a good hit. Let's see if he can make it.
Ooh, and
he makes it to first base.
And he completely his grip on the glove here completely fumbles the ball, which is honestly amazing. So now number 12 is on first base, and like we said, ain't nothing wrong with just getting the first base, because in this game, getting on any sort of plate or base doesn't matter. Every point counts.
Okay, and next at bat we have player number 8 for Southeast. Let's see what he can do with this. Let's see if he can make some magic happen. Oh! Pitch heading backwards trying to get player number 12. However, it is unsuccessful. Player number 12 looking to steal second again.
All right, number 11 will be getting ready to pitch. Number 8 will be
and it goes backwards yet again, unsuccessful.
Unsuccessful.
And that is a strike, if I'm not mistaken. That it was.
It was. Honestly, number 12 on the Seminoles is doing really good in terms of how he's playing this strategically. Although the Bulldogs are trying to strike him out and catch him off guard, he's still being consistent, and he's playing his cards carefully, because he knows even if he steps 1 foot off that plate, it's over for him. So he's playing it safe, and I want to applaud him for that, for being smart and paying attention.
For anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 1-4, Bulldogs in favor. And the count is currently 1-1. And he has hit the ball, throwing it, trying to get player number 12 out, and it is successful. However, player number 8 does make it to first base. Next at bat, we got player number 2 for Southeast.
I feel like with number 12, I'm not aware if you can do this in baseball or not, but I'm pretty sure he could have ran to the opposite direction because I noticed in like the earlier parts of the bottom ending of first inning, one of the players tried to run backwards and forward in between third and base and home plate. I really think that one really big thing I feel like he could have attempted doing was like moving back away from the ball so he wouldn't have gotten like tapped with the glove, and maybe he could have saved the score. Although it is like super, super unlikely it would have done anything, I think it would have been at least worth a shot to like attempt to like run away from the ball, so then it makes it harder for the Bulldogs to go in and get them.
And that concludes the second inning with a score of 4-1, Bulldogs in favor. Now I have a very important question for you, Xavier, right?
Yeah.
M&Ms. Everyone loves them.
Yeah, everyone loves
However,
M&Ms.
there's many varieties of them. Which one is the best?
I'm not really that big of a candy eater. I'm more of a guy that's like chips, like Takis, or like hot Cheetos. Like I'm more of that type of guy. However, I really think that if we're gonna go into like the best M&M, it has to be either like the ones that they sell like on Easter, like the big ones, and they have like nuts in them, or it's just straight up the chocolate filled ones, and then every time you eat it, it just melts in like your mouth whenever you eat it. It's the best feeling ever.
I'm personally a peanut M&M kind of guy. They are great. Amazing.
Exactly. Honestly, I was trying to. I forgot. Now that you bring out the peanuts, peanuts is one of my other favorite type of M&M, especially when it's like the Easter ones, like when it's like super big and you have like 3 peanuts in there, and you like feel like the crunch and the sugar. It's like best feeling in the world.
Well, man, saying you're a chip guy, bestow upon us your chip wisdom. What is the best chip?
Well, if we're talking about chips here, I feel like it depends on what you as a person like. I feel like if you are going to be that guy who eats a lot of like hot flavored ones, like hot Cheetos or Doritos Dynamite, or I'm trying to think of some other ones, like the Taki variations like Nitro, Blue Heat, and like the regular red ones. I feel like the best one has got to be. It's a hot take. It's got to be the puffs, like the hot Cheeto puffs, or the Doritos Dynamite, because it's because of the fact that in one small bag that costs like $2.70, you get so much like chips in one bag for a little price, and the flavor is.
On the plate. Let's see what he can do. And the count is currently 2-1. Let's see what will come of this. And player 2 successfully makes it to third base with next at bat being.
And honestly, I feel like Southeast, like
player number 29.
Oh, I apologize.
Sorry. Let's see what will happen next. Pitch is out. And they attempt to. And that is the first out.
That's a first out by the Bulldogs. Honestly, if I'm being honest here, I am so glad that, not so glad, but like I am really glad that based off of these other games, although we haven't been commentating at them, even like at their highest, even at their lowest, I am very glad that the Seminoles have reflected on every single game, even if they absolutely humiliated their opponents. They still looked at the analysis of each game, the best plays that they did, the flow states, and the downtime. I am really appreciating how like they're improving and like they're constantly working as a team, and it's not just like obviously one person doing more than the other.
And that is a ball right there. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. Let us
count,
see.
man. Let's go. Gotta be a perfect.
Ball is out, and that is another ball, bringing the count 2-0. Let us see. Pitch is out, and that is a third ball, bringing the count 3-0. Never mind. That is the fourth ball, and he walks to first base, with next at bat being number 8. Let's see what number 8 can do.
Yeah, and honestly, another big thing I want to kind of point out here with the Seminoles, in particular, it's not just number 10 and a couple. Ooh! Let's see if they're gonna catch it. Hold on. Think we'll get it? Oh, he dropped the ball.
Players are continuing to run. Ball is thrown.
Honestly, even though like they dropped the ball on the outer field and almost home run, that's a good comeback. And even though they stumbled a little bit, that is some great throwing and that's some good coordination with. I'm trying to look over here from how far that guy is. I apologize. Number two had some really good coordination with number 4 on second plate and just overall with the whole team on the field right now. So that's really good, and they had a good defense pushing back number 8 to first base.
Very wise words of wisdom. Currently at bat, we have player number 2. Let's see what he can do. Ball is in the air, and that is a ball. Throwing it. And back to the pitcher. Player number 10 for Southeast. He has been pitching very well, I have noticed, throughout this game. Very impressive, I will say.
Honestly, I feel like number 10 has definitely gotten in some good practice here, so I'm pretty glad that like it's not just one person, but like it's the whole team that's doing good, not just number 10 necessarily speaking. Are they gonna get him?
Oh,
and he is safe.
And the Bulldogs successfully steal home, bringing the score 5-1, and they successfully steal third base as well. Seems the coaches are discussing something.
Oh, it seems like it looks like there's a time. Is it a timeout here? Let's see.
Yes, the Southeast has called a timeout to discuss. So while they're discussing, what stops us? Now back to our chip discussion. Me personally, I'm a Fritos guy. Just some base Fritos and a Dr. Pepper. That right there is one of the best combos you could ever have.
Fritos are, what Fritos are we talking about? We talking about the barbecue one or like the base, like
just the base Fritos.
Fritos is the regular Fritos is not bad. Honestly, I remember this one time I had some Fritos and I was like 12 and I was like in my room like playing on my Xbox 360. And yes, don't make fun of me. I had an Xbox 360. Ha ha ha. But I remember I had some Fritos and I was playing on the Xbox 360 with Sonic Unleashed. It was like 3 in the morning. I had a bag of Fritos. I never ate them before, but I had just a spare and like on like my right side of my bed. I was like, you know what? Let me try it. And I open it and I take a bite. It was really good. Although it's not like on like my favoritivity of like hot Cheetos and whatnot. It's still, I would say if I had to go like a second choice and whatnot, I would definitely go for the Fritos.
Now here's what you got to do with some Fritos. Always have like a bag of Fritos on hand, because if you ever get yourself like a bowl at like Chipotle or something, take that, pour the Doritos on top of there. That is delicious. You get a bit of that crunch in there, a little bit of that salt.
Perfectly agree with you on that, David.
You see, Fritos, I love them because of their versatility. They just go so well with other things. They can be mixed with anything, and it enhances the flavors.
Honestly, I can't agree with you more, David.
And we currently have player number 2 on bat. Let's see what he can do.
And that's a perfect catch by number 5.
Count is currently 3-1 with a score of 5-1 Bulldogs in favor.
And I apologize for the terminology because, like I said before, we do not have like a fact sheet or a paper sheet saying, hey, this is the catcher, hey, this is the batter.
Oh,
But
there
number
we
5
go. That is a
really
great hit. Ball's in the air. Let's see
that gonna
what
be
will
an
come
out?
of this.
That
And
is an
they
out.
Successfully catch it. Oh, over player number 8 is still running. And that is another run for the Bulldogs. Player number 8 successfully taken home. Score now being 6-1 Bulldogs in favor. However, we now have 2 outs.
2 outs. Honestly, I feel like anything could change at this point because like their fielding has been doing really astonishingly good. Even though we're down 5 points, honest to God, like we are doing extremely good. And I feel like that 1-6 score could change in a matter of minutes. Right, David?
Oh, I completely agree. It's still any person's game, and through what I've seen, this is a very high-scoring and a very fast-scoring game. So anything could happen, and anything could happen fast.
Honestly.
Currently at bat, we have player number 7. Let's see what he can do. Ball is out.
And that's another hit.
Immediately with the good hit.
And that's
straight
another out.
Just straight off that bat, straight into our guy's glove, ending the top of the 3rd inning.
Honestly, our fielding has been on fire. I'm really curious. I am eager. I am fueled with optimism. I apologize for the pronunciation. I am eager with enthusiasm. There we go. That's the word. To see how their batting is. production crew that the graphics will be down for this game. So unfortunately, there will be no scoreboard from as far as my understanding. So please keep that in mind that we will be frequently updating the scoreboard to compensate for this, even though there's not no scoreboard. And I'll repeat it twice. The scoreboard is currently 1-6. Again, the scoreboard is currently 1-6. 1 being the Seminoles and 6 being the Bulldogs, and there is a 5-point difference between both teams, and we are in bottom 3rd inning.
We're currently at 2 strikes for batter number 11. Let's see if this hit can make something. Ball is out. And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-2.
And honestly, something that I'm noticing here too, Bulldogs' batting is like on top of it. However, I feel like their fielding is not that good, in my opinion, because of how consistent both our Seminoles team is at in batting and fielding.
And that is a second out, with the next at bat being player number 10 for the Seminoles. Let's see if he can put some points on the board right here. And he immediately walks to first base right there. Next at bat, we have player number 11. My apologies. Next at bat, we have player number 15. Let's see what he can do here.
And those of you that are just tuning in, once again, we're going to update the score again here. And I'll say it twice. The score is 1-6. I'll say it again. The score is 1-6. 1 being the Southeast Seminoles and 6 being the Bulldogs. And we're in bottom 3rd inning. Please keep that in mind.
Count is currently 0-1. Let's see what this next hit will bring.
And that's a foul
that is
ball.
a foul ball, bringing the count 0-2.
Honestly, number 15's batting, his batting has been extremely good in the earlier innings, and considering we're almost in the 4th inning right now, I honestly feel like his batting is really, really good. I feel like he's, again, this is all about endurance, so if he's got that energy and stamina, he can pull it off.
I completely agree.
And
And that is another ball. Southeast attempting to steal second, however, we don't.
Almost hit him, too. And that was a good dodge.
I completely agree. Let's see what this pitcher can deal out.
And that is a second foul ball, unfortunately. He's got that consistency. He's found the reaction timing. However, he's got to just, like, somehow scoop the ball up and make sure that ball flies up or flies direct, like coming at you with supersonic speed type of direction.
I completely agree. Pitcher's getting ready. Ball is out, and that is
an out. Nope, they ain't gonna catch it. They can't catch it. That's an out. That's gone. Nope, she's out.
There we go. There we go.
Run it, run it, run it, run it, run it, run it.
And that is another run for Southeast, bringing the score 6-2. Right there with another player, number 15, on third base right there. And next at bat, we got player number 5. Can he match what we just saw?
And like I said, number 15 has that consistency, and he found it. And that's what I'm talking about when you got to find how to get that ball up and get that momentum, because according to thermodynamics, all things have increasing entropy, meaning you can always increase things up. So as long as you find that consistent range, is what I'm trying to say, you can get that ball up.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Ball is out, and that is a strike right there, bringing the count 0-1. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. And the ball is out. Ooh, and that is a second strike, bringing the count 0-2.
And And that's a strike.
And that is the third strike, including the top of the third inning.
Honestly, David, another thing I'd like to say, even though they got striked out of that one single part where the Seminoles are just batting, I feel like if we just have like more, if you play video games like Marvel Rivals, for example, and I'm going to take this into context, there's something called KDA, meaning how many eliminations you get per death. And I feel like what I'm trying to tell you is that per strike, they need to be hitting the ball a little bit more before they get striked out or they get balled out. And basically, I feel like that game, or not the game, but this inning in particular, could have gone on a little bit longer if we would have had more consistency striking on the ball, not just number 15 hitting the ball. But regardless, though, like David, wouldn't you agree with me that like we've been getting really consistent on this?
Oh, I completely agree.
All right, so currently, for those of you guys just tuning on in, the bottom third inning, I believe we're either on top 4 inning or bottom 4 inning. And right now, the score is, I'll say it twice for those of you guys who are tuning on in, the score is currently 2-6. And again, the score is 2-6. 2 being the Southeast Seminoles and the 6 being the Bulldogs. However, I feel like that score is going to go up more considering that we are not ending by mercy rule for one, so this is going to go all the way to 7 innings, and also considering of how well our batting and our fielding is, I feel like that's going to give us the long run advantage against the Bulldogs. And currently as well, the Southeast Seminoles will also be fielding with the addition to this, with number 10 batting, not batting, but pitching the ball. And number 3 and number 11 will be fielding. And I apologize if I mispronounce the names here, but number 5, I can't see from here, number 4, and number 11, I can't see from to the American flag, I can't see that far, but overall, all these teams are generally going to be fielding together, and they're all just having just strong teamwork, and they're just working together, and just shout outs to the whole team itself, because they've clearly made those significant improvements that they've needed to make.
Oh, I completely agree. Currently, we have player number 5 at bat. Let's see what this can bring. Ball is out, and that right there is a ball. Player number 10, the pitcher for Southeast, he has been doing very well this game, if I do say so myself. What do you think?
I honestly think number 10, I feel like in my opinion, is currently the Southeast's MVP right now, because not only is he pitching extremely good, he's not a jack of all trades. He's a master of 2. He's a master of batting. He's a master of pitching. He's been doing really good in his batting, and he's been doing really good in his pitching. And honestly, even if I were to be pitching in this situation and batting, I would get tired out by the 3rd inning. I'm being completely frank and honest with all of you guys watching the show. And again, the score is 2-6, 2 being the Southeast Seminoles, and the 6 being the Bulldogs.
Yes, the count is currently 3-0. Our batter, player number 5, currently about to walk. Let's see what will happen. And that is a strike, bringing the count 3-1. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. And that is another ball, allowing him to walk to first base. With the next at bat being player number 23. Let's see if he can put some runs on the board.
All right, so let's see if number 10 can get pitching here. All right, he pitches the ball. All right, and that's looks like a ball. Yep, that's their first ball. 1 for 1, 1 for nothing. When we say 1 for nothing, that just means 1 for ball. Just no strikes yet.
Let's see what this next pitch will bring. Ball is in the air, and that is a second ball, bringing the count 2-0.
2 for nothing here. All right, so number 10 will be pitching the ball, and number 5 is getting ready to run to base 2. And that's a perfect catch. Even adding a little jump there, that's awesome.
Count is currently 3-0. He is 1 more ball away from walking to first base. Ball is in the air, and that is another ball, allowing him to walk to first base. Next at bat being player number 1. The Bulldogs are in a good position, if I do say so myself. They have a person at bat, 2 players on bases, and they are currently up in the lead. What do you think?
Honestly, I feel like right now, overall, I mean, even though the Bulldogs are technically winning, I feel like the Southeast Seminoles have that strategic advantage, considering most of these guys have something called versatility, meaning you're good at not just one thing, but you're good at multiple things with similar skill levels. And honestly, I feel like this is really good for the Southeast Seminoles, considering that number 10, for example, is batting and he's pitching extremely, extremely good. Or number 15, he's batting really well and he could pitch. And again, don't take my necessarily word for it because we do not have roster on papers with us, so we can't see who's playing what role exactly. However, based off of how the games are going on, we believe that these guys are not just good at one particular thing to be exact, but they're good at multiple things and have that versatility that the school needs.
Well, I completely agree. You see, baseball is a game of strategy, if I do say so myself. Individual player skill is important, but it's all about that strategy. It's all about that working in unison. And it appears that Southeast is switching out their pitcher for player number 9. Let's see what he can do here. What is your opinion, Xavier, on them switching out their pitcher to player number 9?
Honestly, I think it's a good call because right now, ooh, look at Airplane. Right now, if I'm being completely honest, number 10 has been pitching like literally half the game, and considering his arm is probably going to get super, super tired. So understanding the matter of the fact that, you know, someone only has so much energy, and according to the biological physical laws, and just long story short, your arm's going to get tired because of the amount of blood contraction and the amount of tiredness your muscles get because of the buildup of lactic acid. Pretty much. That it's a good call overall.
Oh, I completely agree. It's always good to cycle out your pitchers. You know, get some more people up there, get some different styles of pitching to really confuse the other team. So, here's another interesting question. If you were Southeast, what strategies would you employ?
Ooh, I like that question. So honestly, I feel like some strategies I'd probably play, I'd make sure that everyone has versatility, meaning if someone has to sub in, and if depending on how many players you have in our roster, I think having at least someone play 2 or more roles, so it doesn't matter what, but ideally I want to have 2 to 3 pitchers, 2 to 3 batters, 2 to 3 people who can field and go in and actually be the catcher. I apologize because we do not have terminology papers, but generally I want my players, if I were the Southeast coach, I want my players to have versatility. I'm getting them in the weight room and I'm making them do a bunch of core workouts that can like fuel like upper body strength, which can allow them, if they're batting, for like that batting strength, allow them to hit home runs so much. And I'd put them on a diet plan and allow them just to overall be more healthy on the outside of the game.
Oh, I completely agree. Player number 1 now being at bat. Let's see what he can do. And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-0. 21 just tuning in. The score is currently 2-6, Bulldogs in favor.
And we're in bottom 4th inning. So after this part, we're going to enter the 5th inning. Nope, and that was
a foul ball, bringing the count 1-1.
Did he fake the ball? Hold on. Yeah, he didn't throw it.
And the Bulldogs successfully steal second and third, with the count currently being 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike. For those of you that do not know what that means, and I will be updating that constantly.
Pitch is out. And that is another ball, bringing the count 3-1. One more ball, and he walks to first base. 2 more strikes, and he's out.
And
that
that's
is a second strike, giving us a full count. Something has to happen.
Something will happen. It's going to happen. And we'll find out what will happen. We don't know what, but it will happen. Trust me.
Yes.
Trust us with your television. That is what happened.
We got a foul ball, so nothing happened.
So nothing
The
happened.
one situation in which nothing could happen.
The one situation where nothing happened, but trust us.
To anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 7-2. Bulldogs in favor.
It's 8-2. It's 8-2. It's currently 8-2. We apologize, but now apparently the score machine that keeps score of the board in the corner over there where it says Seminole baseball, not even that is working. So we either are not gonna have track of score at all, or we're gonna be keeping track of it. So as your fellow commentators here, me and Morgan will give you your scores.
Yes, we will. And the players are returning on the field. Let's see what will happen in the bottom of the 4th inning. Currently we have player number 5 at bat. Let's see what he can do right here. Ball is in the air. And that is a strike, bringing the count 0-1. Ball's in the air, and that is a second strike, bringing the count 0-2. And to anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 8-2. Bulldogs in favor. There we go. One more strike, and he's out. Let's see if he can make something great right here. Ball's in the air, and that is the third strike. Next at bat, we have player number 4. Let's see if he can do something really nice right here with these pitches. Let us see. Getting ready. Ball is in the air, and that is a strike. And that is another strike, bringing the count 0-2. And that is a ball, bringing in the count 1-2. And to anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 8-2. Bulldogs in favor. Let us see. Ball's in the air, and that is a third strike. Next at bat, we have player number 21. Let's see what he can do. And that is a ball. And to anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 8-2. Bulldogs in favor. Let's see what this next pitch can bring. Ball is in the air. And that is another ball, bringing the count 2-1. No, it ain't. As I say, first base is first step of a long journey, but it is the first step. And the count is currently 2-2. It will. Something will always happen. And that is a foul ball. Count remains its same value. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. We are now at a full count. Full count and 2 outs. This is where the game gets real. And that is a ball. Our player walks to first base. Next at bat, number 8. Let's see what he can do. And that is a first strike, bringing the count 0-1. And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-1. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. And it looks like the pitcher and the catcher are discussing something. Sure wonder what they're talking about. Bet Southeast does as well, too. Be something useful to know. Ball is in the air, and that is a strike, bringing the count 1-2. One more strike, and it concludes the 4th inning. What is it?
If you had to take a trip to Germany, where would you go? Cologne, Germany, or Belgium, Germany?
Can't say I'm that familiar with either of them.
Like one of Cologne, Germany has
Mm-hmm.
and it's a very, very ancient, biblical, design, and it's really, really cool. So, like, if you went to Cologne, Germany, it would be awesome.
Well, I've always wanted to go to Germany. I never have, but I'd be very interested in it. Personally, I'd go more of a place like Hamburg. I like those coastal cities. And the top of the 5th inning is starting with player number 29 at bat. Let's see what he can do. And that is a strike.
Already getting to action here for the Pitbulls here. And those of you guys just tuning on back in, the current score is currently 2-8. We're on top of 5th inning. We got 2 more innings left to go, and the score is 2-8 once again. 2-8 once again. 2 being the Southeast Seminoles, and number 8 being the Pitbulls. 6-point difference in total.
Our count is currently 1-1. Let's see what this next pitch can bring. And that is a strike, bringing the count 1-2. And that is another ball, bringing the count 2-2. Let's see what this next pitch will bring in this top of the 5th inning. And 21 just tuning in, the score is currently 8-2, Bulldogs in favor.
And currently we're now 2-2 here. Ooh. We're currently now,
and that is the first out, with the next at bat being
honestly good coordination from all the teammates here. Like perfect hitting, perfect swinging, and that was just, honest to God, that was just perfect. Like there's nothing to talk about there. It was just perfect playing, and that's exactly how the Southeast Seminoles should be playing, especially when we got those downtimes where we're not necessarily batting. That's exactly how the Seminoles should be coming up at this.
next at bat. We got player number 8. Let's see what he can do. Ooh, and an immediate walk to first base.
He tanked it. He's good. He's good. Way to go, number 8.
Next at bat, we got player number 2. Let's see what he can do. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. 21 just tuning in. The score is currently 8-2, Bulldogs in favor. And we are in the top of the 5th inning.
And that is a strike.
That it is, bringing the count 0-1.
And that's the second strike. One more, and he's out.
That is correct. Count currently being 0-2. Ball is out, and that is a nice hit.
That's. However, wait.
Oh, he's still running. He's still running.
However,
Is that a 2 out? He is safe. However, we did already get 1 out, resulting in 2 outs.
although that wasn't necessary. Although they did not. I apologize. Although they did not get the second player out. Honestly, getting 1 out, that brings so much value to the table here. It brings a good amount of plays and different strategies that can come into this game here.
And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-0.
And those of you that are just tuning on in here, the scoreboard is currently on 2-8. We're in the top 5th inning here, 2-8 once again. I'll say it one more time, 2-8. 2 being the Southeast Seminoles and 8 being the Bulldogs.
And we currently have a count of 2-0 with that most recent ball we just saw. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. From player number 9 straight to player number 7. What will we have?
And that's
That
a
is
hit.
Good hit right there. Oh, and he's still going. That was real good right there for the Bulldogs. And next at bat, they have player number 5. You know, it's always the case when I'm about to tell the player's name, they always turn so I can't see their number. It's really annoying.
Exactly.
They can hear me. I know this.
Right.
They can hear me. And they know to turn so I can't see their number.
Exactly, it's annoying, and honestly, it makes it harder for us to do our job. And honestly, like, it makes it more difficult considering that we don't have roster pages. And mostly, even then, when we do have roster pages, we don't know the names for the opposite team, so it makes it just more difficult. It's It's like
They know. And that is a ball. But as I was saying, they know it. They can telepathically hear my commentating, so they know when to turn. I think I'm onto something here.
Yeah, you're right, David. Honestly, I think they're just hearing our commentary and they're just taking our words with a grain of salt and they're using some of our advice here that we're giving throughout this game into their actual playing, and it's actually working. So it's awesome to see that.
Count is currently 2-0, and for anyone just tuning in, the score is 8-2, Bulldogs in favor. Oh, and they successfully steal home, bringing the score 9-2, Bulldogs in favor. That right there was a great play on the Bulldogs' end. Currently at bat for the Bulldogs is player number 5. Let's see if he can do something right here. Count is 3-0. Ball is out. And that is a successful out, concluding the top of the 5th inning. Now that was one exciting inning right there.
Honestly, I feel like right now they're doing extremely well with how their defense is, and honestly, the Southeast Seminoles, again, like I always say, this is always about that endurance. You gotta have that stamina to play the long game, because sometimes when we get to these like longer innings, and even when it goes in like overtime and other sports like football and whatnot, you gotta be ready to go blast out all your energy when necessary, because sometimes, and this might sound like a little bit like unnecessary, but like sometimes it really does get to that kind of level. Like sometimes you gotta like get that energy preserved, because it can make the difference between you winning and losing, maybe even getting those scholarships if you're committed to like certain sports.
Well, I completely agree. However, I have a very important question for you.
Ask me away.
Imagine this. You're at a baseball game, right? You're getting yourself a hot dog. What are you putting on it?
I'm putting ketchup and mustard, because mustard and ketchup, it's like a classic like combo. You can never go wrong with it, and especially with like those like onions you can put on it with like some chili. Never goes wrong.
Chili
Like
dog.
those like.
Currently at bat, we have player number 2. Let's see what happens. And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-0.
All right, and honestly, for those of you guys who are just tuning on back in here, the scoreboard is currently 2-9 with 1 ball. We're going 1 for nothing. I'll say the score twice just in case you guys can hear it. Score is 2-9. Once again, the score is 2-9. 2 being the Southeast Seminoles and 9 being the Bulldogs.
And the count is currently 1-1. And that is another ball, bringing the count 2-1.
And that's a hit.
Good hit right there.
Oh, wait, did he catch it? He
think he
still
did.
got the ball. So unfortunately, with that good batting, unfortunately, that is an out. Two more
That
outs,
it
and
is.
we're back to bottom 5th inning.
Next at bat, we have player number 10. Let's see what he can do.
Honestly, I feel like right now, like, they have that consistency. The problem is that Dow's is an unlucky batting. And especially sometimes when you play these sports, sometimes you just got to take some of these plays with a grain of salt, and that sometimes you're going to get, like, biblical level plays where you're just, like, getting home runs out of the park. But sometimes you can hit a ball like that, and it just won't come out as you want it to. And that's what we got to go with.
And that is a strike, bringing this count 0-1. And for anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 9-2. Bulldogs in favor. The ball is out. And the count is now 1-1. Let's see how this next pitch goes.
And number 11 here, number 11 will be batting for the Southeast Seminoles, and that's a second
And that is
strike.
a strike, bringing the score 1-2.
And that is currently a second strike, going 1-2, 1 ball and 2 strikes. When we say 1-2, the first number that we always say is always gonna be the ball, excuse me, and the second number we say is gonna be striking. So for this case, he just got a 3rd strike. So now number 11 will be going down number 10 for batting for the Southeast Seminoles.
Let's see what player number 10 can do. I have high hopes for this. He has done very well so far throughout this game. I'm interested to see what happens. And that is a strike, bringing the count 0-1. Count is currently 0-1. And that is a foul ball, bringing the count 0-2.
And that's a foul ball. It actually almost hit the fence of the players of Southeast Seminoles. Luckily, no one hit them. However, it got close.
And to anyone just tuning in, the score is currently 9-2. Bulldogs in favor.
And we're currently in bottom 5th of inning.
And
that concludes the 5th inning. So now we're currently entering the 6th inning, and as we're approaching this game, quickly I want to say, if you guys are enjoying these commentaries, and not just commentaries, but these broadcasts in general, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. It not only helps out the students here like me and David here who are spending our time commentating for this game, but you're also supporting the students here at Southeast, and you're showing support and love. Subscribing is completely free. You can unsubscribe at any time, and liking is completely free, and it's at your discretion, completely free. You don't have to worry about anything like that at all. It's completely free, and please subscribe. We'd love your support, and we appreciate you guys so much.
yes, very wise words. Now, tell me this. If you were Southeast right now, what would you do? What would your strategy be?
So that's actually a good question, because honestly, right now the Southeast Seminoles are in this position where they are now going to be fielding, and it's the 6th inning. At this point, they're really the only way they could legitimately come back is if they force the top of the 6th inning into the bottom of the 6th inning and either bat so well they get at least eight home runs throughout that one singular inning, or throughout the remaining 3 parts left of those innings and whatnot. That's what I would suggest, but also too, I would 100% suggest that, you know, these guys get like some carbs in and get like that energy. Not completely sponsored either, but like something like Ghost Energy or Monster could definitely be some great ways to get them like ready to go. And just in general, I would say they need to be energized and just like ready to like hit and give it their all, because at this point, like, they have to have like that early game pressure, and that has to pay off. And although they've had that, they need to like put in that end game pressure in order for both to go hand in hand.
Well, I completely agree. Personally, what I would do if I was Southeast is I would continue what they're doing on their more outfielding, because they are very good at catching those balls that the Bulldogs do hit. However, when they are at bat, I would recommend swinging less, honestly, because they're swinging at a lot of balls, resulting in more strikes than necessary. I would recommend watching the ball more and being more decisive if that's the right word, when swinging. As I've played baseball in the past, and what my coach used to say is, don't swing at a ball you don't like. If you don't like a ball, don't swing at it.
Exactly. That's a good piece of advice right there. Now, back to the game here. Southeast Seminoles are going to be pitching the ball here on the field, and the Bulldogs are going to be batting. And those of you guys who are just tuning on back in here, we're in the top of the 6th inning. The score is currently 2-9, and we're going 0 for 1. And I'll say the thing is again, we're currently 2-9, 2 being the Southeast Seminoles, and 9 being the Bulldogs. With the addition of that, we're currently 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike.
There we go. Let's see what this next pitch will bring. Let us see. Ball's in the air, and it is a
Ball.
It is a ball, bringing this count 2-1. And 21 just tuning in. The score is currently 9-2, Bulldogs in favor. Ball is out, and that is another ball, bringing the count 3-1. Just one more ball away from walking.
I was just about to say that. Honestly, something's going to happen here. Something could happen. So that's why you have to trust us with your commentary. And he's going to be able to walk to first base just like that.
That he is. With next at bat being play number 23, let's see if he can make some magic happen right there. You know, for how simple of a game baseball really is, it is so complex. Because when you boil it down, it's a guy hitting a ball with a wooden stick. But you put all this together, there's so much strategy, there's so much thought. It's beautiful, if I do say so myself. It's almost like a work of art.
Exactly. And honestly, that's the perfect. I was honestly looking for a word to describe this sport. Aside from football and aside from basketball, this game requires arguably one of the most high amount of coordination, teamwork, and legitimate, like, all hands on deck type of commitment with one another, because you have to know your players' individual weaknesses and strengths, how to play your cards around your weaknesses and maximize your strength. And just overall, like, this sport is more complex than it is on paper, and just you overall have to know what you're doing if you want to succeed. And clearly the Southeast Seminoles are, like, exhibiting that.
Oh, I completely agree. And that is a ball, bringing the count 1-0. Oh, faking out the person on first base. That right there was a nice move from our pitcher, number 9. And player number 5 just steals second base. Let's see how this goes. And he gets hit by the ball, allowing him to walk to first base. And next at bat, we have player number 1. Let's see what he can do. Currently have 2 players on bases. And that is a strike, bringing the count 0-1.
All right, so number 9 will be pitching here for the Southeast Seminoles, and number 1 will be batting for the Bulldogs. So I'm curious to see what's going to happen here.
Let us see.
And that's a hit.
There we
Ooh.
go.
Hold on. Let's see. Are they going to catch it? Bam!
And
they caught
they
it.
catch it, resulting in our first out.
Coming back to you live from SETV, we have once again the Southeast Seminoles baseball.
Good evening, folks.
Number 9 getting ready to pitch again. It's been a pretty dominant performance from the Bulldogs so far, but we'll see if Southeast can turn it around.
All right.
And a take from the batter. It's a ball. Not a pitch again. A little inside. It's another ball. We've seen a little bit of aggressive base running earlier this game with some steals and some pickoffs, so we'll see how that factors into the strategy here. Big lead off him. And it's behind the base, and the runner from second will steal third. See if the pitcher can get a strike on the board here. And that's ball 4. Another righty, number 17 for the Bulldogs. Let's see if it'll be different. And a swing and a miss. First strike and a few pitches from number 9. The runners on first and third right now. We'll see how this affects the play. And it's behind the plate. Runner going home, and he's safe. That's a run for the Bulldogs. Getting a little bit of momentum here from the Bulldogs. Might need to be a little bit more conservative with the pitching and a little bit more careful from the Southeast Seminoles. Number 9 to pitch again, and it's in the dirt behind again, and the runner will take third base. Time is called. Let's see if we can get an adjustment here. Yeah, and your pitcher will tell you a lot of it is mental, and this is really where the mental capabilities of the pitcher are being tested here, especially with the scoreboard and the momentum that the Bulldogs have. Let's see if he can make an adjustment. It looks like we're getting a substitution in pitching. We have number 4 for the Southeast Seminoles coming up to pitch. Let's see if we can get a turnaround here. What's about this game so far, Tony?
You know, it's been a really interesting game, considering we have Southeast High School versus, you know, one of the top baseball teams in the state. I think it's been a really good game so far. Southeast has put up quite the defense, and I feel like some of the crowd may not have been expecting the results tonight.
Yeah, I agree. I think Southeast has really put up quite the performance here. This is where, like I said before, we're seeing the mental strength of the players begin to be tested coming up against an opponent who might be more prepared than they are. But we've seen quite the performance, putting up a couple runs, especially against such a strong team. I'm excited to see what the Southeast Seminoles can do now, especially because it is baseball and there's no time limit. There's really, at any point, there can be a turnaround in the game.
And the interesting thing about baseball is that there can really just be a flip at any time. I know in my experience working baseball games on TV, we have seen complete upsets where one team was down by 10 and then comes back with 9 runs and suddenly the game is much closer. So it's completely possible we could see something out from Southeast tonight that would shock the crowd.
Exactly. Now it just comes down to the mentality of the players. So we'll see what number 4 can do in with the pitching substitution. We're used to pitch again. That's a little inside, another ball, and that's ball 4. 17 taking the base. Now we have runners at first and third for the Bulldogs. Another batter. Looks like we have number 8 coming up for the Bulldogs. Let's see how he affects the play. A foul ball. That's strike 1. Number 4 to pitch again. In the dirt, it's behind again. We see number 17 going to second base.
Number 17 successfully steals second.
We don't see a runner this time coming to home plate, which is interesting. We saw that a few times previously this inning with a runner stealing home, but it looks like we were able to fend him off this time. Runners are still on second and third, though, so we will need a little bit of defensive play here from the Seminoles. And the pitch absolutely hammered down left field. The Seminole, he cannot get to it. We have runners advancing. One Bulldog takes home. A throw and 2 take home from base. That's
really impressive. Being able to hit a ball at such a high speed, super far out into the outfield. It takes a lot of hand-eye coordination, and especially with how long this game has gone on, these players obviously have some fatigue setting in, and I think both sides have done a really great job dealing with that fatigue.
especially right into the gap there. You can see we had a good run from our left fielder from the Seminoles, but he just wasn't able to get to that ball, and that's part of the hitting ability, is being able to hit the gaps and get away from the outfielders, especially like we have with the Seminoles. Now we have a runner on second. That's 2 runs from the Bulldog. We'll see what this pitch brings.
Bulldogs number 2 is getting ready to bat.
And a reset and a pitch from the Seminoles. Infield fly. Let's see if they can catch it.
And it is a
Tracking, and it's
pop
caught.
fly. He is out.
Excellent catch from number 10, the second baseman. That is 2 outs for the Southeast Seminoles. Let's see if they can kind of stop the bleeding here and get reset into another inning.
Bulldogs number 19, it looks like, up to bat.
The pitch from the Seminoles, and that is hit quite hard down the left side. Another foul ball. It's strike 1. It's a really difficult situation here. We can see number 4 is being put into, especially coming in a fairly difficult inning, especially late in the game with little warm-up. He's faring pretty well. Ground ball and a throw, and he's out. That is the 3rd out for the Southeast Seminoles. A successful defense, and we'll see what the next offense from the Seminoles will bring.
You know, that was quite the play, Aiden, throwing it from 3rd all the way to 1st.
Yeah, I mean that just really shows some of the defensive resilience of the Seminoles. I mean that's really what you practice for, especially as a third baseman, getting those ground balls, being able to receive them, and under pressure with the base runner making an accurate throw. We see some good defensive talent from the Seminoles.
Yeah, and then we've seen the Bulldogs' incredibly impressive offensive talent here tonight. I believe they're joining us from Miami, which is quite the ways away, 6 hours up here to play a really good game of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, you really expect that kind of performance out of a team traveling that far. But, I mean, like we said, really just testing the mentality and the strength of the Seminoles at this point, coming from clearly such a strong team. We'll see what they can do here after making that successful defensive play. See if they can get a little bit of momentum going into this next inning. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that was really a difficult situation here. Number 4 got put into with that pitching change. How do you think that affected the outcome of that inning?
I think he was put into a really high-pressure situation, especially with the score on the board right now, 2-14. Obviously, you don't want to give up any more runs to the Bulldogs, and you had, especially with the strong hits from the batters. I think he handled it really well, being able to pull off that last out there.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was a change, and it's unfortunate as a pitcher being substituted out, but I think it was a necessary change, and I think he did handle it very well, able to get them out of the inning.
Yeah, during baseball, you have to make these last-minute decisions pretty often.
Yeah.
Where sometimes it may change the whole dynamic of the game, whether defensively or offensively. And I completely agree. I think it was a really smart decision to substitute number 4 for pitcher, and that led to less runs being let in by the Seminoles.
Okay, we have, it looks like number 5 up for the Southeast Seminoles. See if he can contribute to the game. Maybe get a little bit of momentum going in the Southeast favor. Pitch, a swing and a miss, unfortunately.
That'll be strike 1.
It is good, though, Tommy, that we can see a little bit of aggressiveness and a little bit of fight coming out of the Seminoles. So you can make a difference with this pitch.
It shows that they are very clearly not done yet. They intend to bring full 100% effort even to the very end of this game.
It's a foul ball. It's strike 2 from number 15. This is number 15 that, correct me if I'm wrong, but has had a couple very strong hits earlier in this game. Let's see if he can keep that streak going. Got a little bit of chanting going on, a little bit of heckling from the Southeast dugout. Let's see how that'll affect the play.
This team's hyping him up.
It's a ball from the pitcher, a little bit low and inside. That's ball 1.
And then as you have 2 strikes on the board, you
And
typically
that is strike 3 for number 15.
you want to be really careful about where you swing. There's a really good effort put in by number 15.
Yeah, an unfortunate outcome, but it is good that we're seeing still aggressively with the swinging. Like I said, it's really just testing the mental capabilities and the endurance of this team to keep to keep swinging and keep going for big hits even when they're down. A good take, that's ball 1, a little bit high from number 5.
And that will result in a ball. Number 5 gets ready to bat again.
It's a solidly hit foul ball. It's just going to land outside. A little bit of slowdown in the pitching routine. Let's see where will bring this pitch. And that is down, low, and behind for a second ball.
And Aiden, you can see that both teams are giving it their very best as we get closer to the end of the game here. With number
And that is
5 hitting it
hammered
to
from
third.
number 5.
And that'll result in an out as they get him out at first, with third baseman throwing it to first baseman.
Yeah, another good throw, another good defensive play from the Bulldogs. But it is good to see a strong Southeast Seminoles hit. That is promising going in.
Seminoles number 9 up to bat.
Good take, that's outside for another ball.
And then number 12 for the Bulldogs has been pitching quite aggressively, I must say, showing his desire to get into the 7th inning here.
Count 1-1. Let's see what this pitch will bring. .14 to pitch. And that is a swing and a miss.
Yeah, swing and a miss indeed. And then it'll bring the count 1-2. And then the score right now is 2-14, Bulldogs in favor.
Here comes the pitch. A good take, low and inside again, going behind the catcher. That's 2-2.
And then we could see a walk happen here where he gets 4 balls and ends up going to first base.
Yeah, that really could be, while it might not be as, satisfying as a hit, that might be just the start of the offensive momentum they need. It's a foul.
And he bunts it. Oh, and he is safe on first.
Missed by the first baseman. That's a hit for the Southeast Seminoles. Yeah, like I said, a small hit but a big impact. Now the Seminoles have one on base, and that might be just the offensive momentum that they need.
And then sometimes, Aiden, bigger does not always equal better, as it can take just a bunt like that, and you can run it all the way to first.
Exactly. To pitch. And that's
another bunt.
Check. Slow throw, and he's out at first base.
And that'll result in the changing of sides, as that is the 3rd out of the inning.
An unlucky 3rd hit. And it looks like that is game. An unfortunate defeat, 14-2, with the Bulldogs winning over the Southeast Seminoles.
You know, both teams gave it their all. We saw the Bulldog celebration on the pitcher's mound over there.
Yeah, I mean, it is a tough defeat in any case for the Southeast Seminoles, but we did see, like we said before, a good, long, strong game played against a difficult opponent. And we really saw a lot of strength coming from the Southeast Seminoles to keep fighting, to keep bringing in those hits and keep getting runners on base, and especially just putting a couple points on the board. I think a very good showing all around from the Southeast Seminoles.
Yeah, I completely agree. And then there's Coach Kitchie down there congratulating the Seminoles on putting up a really good fight against, again, one of the top baseball teams in the state.
Exactly, especially coming from such a strong program. Sometimes it is these difficult games that give you the best opportunities for growth. And coming from a loss like that, especially coming from, a good fight, scoring a couple points from one of the best teams in the state. And that is all for today, folks. We will see you on the next broadcast. This is the Southeast Seminoles signing off.
My name's Tom.
Oye, yo no sé qué pescado estaba ese. Yo creo que ese pescado, el pescado bueno era ese.